Hey everyone, thanks for joining me again. Today, I'm going to take you back to a Steve Wariner song back from the 80s. This is called Lynda. It's got some really cool chicken picking licks here on the intro. It's got a cool solo as well, which I'm going to do a lesson over later. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to one of my patrons, Jason Cornelius, for requesting some Steve Wariner. Man, I love some Steve Wariner stuff. I'm super shocked I haven't done any, up until now. So thank you so much for requesting this. Just want to take a quick second here to say thank you. Thanks for watching this video and my other videos. Thanks for your continued support. Go ahead, if you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button for me down below. There's also a link down below in the description box. If you click on that link, you'll find tabs to this lesson and a lot of my other lessons as well. And also, you'll have access to some bonus content there as well. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in. So we're in the key of D, and the key thing for this song, you're going to want to tune your top string down to drop D, or down to D. So typically you have an E here, you want to tune that down a whole step down to D. If you're not familiar with drop D, what that allows you to do is it allows you to play the full chord with the D and the bass note here. It just fills up that low end. So when you're ending a lot of those licks, you've got that low D instead of having to go back to that high D there. Just allows you to do so much more and fill up a lot more space there. Okay, so that's the first thing. Go ahead and tune your guitar down to drop D for this lesson. All right, so starting on the intro here, we have a double stop lick. I've done some double stops like this before. You can do them anywhere. This is an E. That's in the key of E. If you do them there, I think I've done one in the key of E. So this is very similar. Okay, so the only difference, you're doing it in drop D, and you're using this D note here, this top string down to D, as a ghost note. So that's what you're doing the whole time, to kind of let that ring out. Okay, so what we've got here, and I'm using my ring finger, and I'll show you why. Because after I slide from 7 down to 5, I have to come to this shape here, and it leaves my first two fingers in a position where I can get to that shape quickly. Okay, normally I would probably just do with my first finger because it's more comfortable, but for this lick it's a little more comfortable to use my ring finger, and I'll show you. So what we're doing, we're barring the G string here and the B string on the 7th fret with our ring finger, and we're doing a bass note here on our D string, or it's really our E string, but it's down to D. So, and I'm kind of palm muting that. So, after I do a double stop here on the G and B on 7, I slide to 5. Okay? Then I do another ghost note here, or a bass note. And a ghost note, if you haven't seen some of my other lessons, what a ghost note is just where you're palm muting. You're not really picking the note. You can hear the chord tone or the note tone ringing out, but you can't, the string doesn't ring out. That's a ghost note. Okay, so after we slide to 5, we do another ghost note, and we pluck, we do another double stop on 5 there on the B and G. And you can do a pull off here, or a hammer on. I find it better to pluck it, just because the notes come through a lot clearer. Okay? And what I'm doing there, so after I'm barring 5, I'm going to 3 on the B, 4 on the G. So I'm taking that same shape, 3 on B, 3 on B, 4 on G, moving it down 2 frets, down to 1 on B, 2 on G. So, okay. And then once we get down there, I do a pull off from that shape to open on both strings. I do that twice. Okay, it's kind of like a Vince Gill thing. One More Last Chance song. It's the same kind of deal he does there. So, okay, after I do 2 pull-offs there, I'm going to come down and I'm going to bend the D string 3rd fret and then play our root D. So, when I hit that root D, I'm forming a D chord here. I don't use this finger. I'm mainly just putting my 1st finger on the 2nd fret G, 3rd finger here on the 2nd string, which is our B string here on the 3rd fret. Kind of what I'm doing there. So. Okay, then we do this little. And what I'm doing there, I'm pulling off on the D string 3rd fret to open, and then bending the A string 3rd fret. And here's what he does. While he's bending that, I'm taking my 1st finger and catching the 3rd fret on the D string and doing this little pull off lick. Okay, and that gets that low D in there. So slow. That's that whole intro lick. And as I said, I'll have tabs posted for this over on my Patreon page, so please go over and check those out, okay? It'll help you get through this lesson a lot better. Then he does that lick again. Same thing. He changes the ending of that lick a little bit, so. He's doing something pretty close to that. I may have kind of just winged that a little bit, but it's pretty similar. So what I'm doing there is I'm doing a pull off from 3 to open on D, pull off from 3 to open on A. Actually, it's a bend. Okay, and I'm hitting that D, and then I'm doing a. Okay, so. Doing pull off D on the 3rd fret, playing 3 on A, D string open, 3rd fret top string, bending it, playing it open. So, okay. Then he goes into the verse. So what we've got on the verse here, we've got our D, okay, and then we've got our B minor. These are going to be the chords that are going to be mainly throughout the whole song. Then he does this. I'm playing single notes there. It's basically an A, B, D. And he does slide that D, slides that A string from the B note into the D to the bar chord. Okay, then he does it again. This time he goes to G. And if you're not familiar, since you're in drop D, instead of playing G like this, you got to move this note to the 5th fret. So I play G like this. Okay, and I mute the A string with this finger, so you don't want the A string ringing out. Okay, so I'm doing a sliding. You slide from 3 to 5 or 4 to 5. Okay. And then go to A. Then you've got this lick leading into the chorus here. So what that lick is, you got the open D string, okay? And you got 3 on A, 2 on A, so then back to 3 on A, 2, 3 on A, then D. Okay, leading you right into the chorus. So the chorus, we got D. And does this little lick here, which is similar to the other licks in the song. So you don't have to do it just like the record. You can do a lot of stuff here. You know, a lot of stuff like that just to walk around and get from the 1 to the 4 to the 5 and certain things like that. Okay, so he's doing. Okay, then he's going to the 4. And then it's a 5, which is your A, 4. Okay, then he comes back to this. Right back into the verse. Now, right before the solo, he does this cool chromatic walk down that goes. And he goes into the solo. He also does that chromatic walk on the outro. All that is, when I say chromatic, I mean I'm not skipping any notes. I'm playing the sharps, the flats, I'm playing every note in between. So I'm literally doing a chromatic walk from the D down to the G. That's what I'm doing. So I'm doing the D string, and he hits them twice. So then I'm doing 4th fret on the A string, which is so you can even do D here. And then just playing every fret. And then we come up here to 6th fret, and then 5th fret, and that's our G note. And then we play a D. So. So that's basically the whole song. I will post a lesson here pretty soon over the solo and that song too. It's got a really, really clean, really good chicken picking solo, just classic Steve Wariner stuff. So hope this lesson has been helpful for you. Once again, please hit that subscribe button for me down below if you like this video. Hit the like button for me. Head over to my Patreon page. Check out all my bonus content that I have over there, and I'll have tabs for this lesson and a lot of other stuff for you there as well. Thanks.